The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office warns citizens to be on the lookout for a homemade explosive. Increasing taxes could be just around the corner for Beaufort citizens. And American Idol comes to town. We have all the details. All that and much more. Keep watching Beaufort. Your news starts now. Thanks for joining us for the Beaufort News. I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and here are your local headlines. The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office has reported several plastic bottle bombs at Beaufort homes over the last week. According to officials, incidents have been confirmed on Rattel Drive, Roosevelt Boulevard, Satilla Drive, as well as Cherry Boulevard. Initially thought to be a gunshot, callers are reporting the explosion noises outside their homes, then finding plastic bottles filled with a grayish color liquid laying in their yards. The devices are dangerous enough to result in severed limbs, burns, and respiratory injury, or even worse. You can report these crimes by calling Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. The Beaufort Fire Department responded to a call on Bay Street for what they thought was a structure fire, but which turned out to be just a strange odor. The odor was due to a chemical mixture created by Modern Jewelers. The store was using a mixture of chemicals to clean their jewelry when several businesses in the area were evacuated due to fumes. Bay Street was temporarily shut down, and 3 employees of the store were sent to the hospital for respiratory issues. The employees have since been released, and the store has reopened. It's too early to tell for sure, but declining property values could be the cause of increasing taxes for Beaufort citizens. Estimates are showing that the city's property tax base is decreasing by almost 6%, causing a revenue shortage for the city of Beaufort. Beaufort's looking into options other than raising taxes, such as increasing business license fees. But when the final reassessment data is made available after April 1st, we'll know more about how taxes will be affected. Beaufort's Waterfront Park was the scene of supporters and fans as a public rally took place on Friday in honor of a local American Idol finalist. Candice Glover was honored for her talent showcased on the show as a television crew flew in from LA to celebrate the success of the Beaufort singer. In addition to the rally at Waterfront Park, a high school pep rally took place at Beaufort High, complete with cheerleaders, the school band, and other musical performances. Glover turned in another knockout performance last week in hopes of advancing to the final round. Our top state headline is an event that stays right here in Beaufort as Kevin Libby covers tennis in America, so check it out.
Thanks, Jessa. This past Tuesday was Tennis Night in America. Our local tennis instructor, Larry Shaffer, winner of 20 men's singles titles and now each of the past 17 years running, led students of all ages in a fun-filled night of tennis, camaraderie, and food.
I used to watch the U.S. Open and stuff growing up, Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras, and then started watching Federer and Nadal and just kind of wanted to get out and try it. Never tried it before. I think I've lost 30 pounds playing tennis, at least. It's a great way to get in shape, good way to just get outside, outdoors, and getting some exercise, and it's fun and competitive, and I love it.
I love seeing little kids around here, learning, because that's when I started, and it's a good time. In the city courts, a lot of people having lunch over at Bricks don't even know we're out here. I played growing up and hadn't played in about 15 years. Larry just kind of took me in, and he teaches without teaching. It's real subtle. You don't even sometimes know he's teaching you when he's helping you. He's just easy going. You come out. If you don't, he understands. He's always here, 10 and 6, every day. That's what makes him different. You can always count on him to be out here no matter what. If it's not pouring rain, he's out here.
I've been working with Larry for about, 6 months. I moved here about 7 months ago, and yeah, just looking for folks to play tennis with. Came out, met Larry. He invited me to his clinics, and for me, I really enjoy what Larry does for the community. He's got kids out here all the time, works with youth, folks love him, and he just does a lot for the community. I really appreciate that.
And I've seen kids from all over just come and say, I want to play tennis, which that wasn't something that was happening in the community. So he wants to give back to his community. He is definitely involved with the kids. He has a knack for working with kids. I've seen him teach lessons, life lessons, on the tennis court. And that's amazing. That's special for a person to be able to tie the sport and life lessons together the way he does.
We really try to cater to the kids because, some of them didn't have a chance to play tennis. So therefore we reach out and give them the opportunity. Some kids don't have the money to get a chance to compete. So therefore we Offer free lessons on Saturdays, 12 to 1, every Saturday out of the month unless we're in tournaments or something. It's a great sport. It's a lifetime sport where you and the family can enjoy having a great time together, on court and off. Our main goal is to educate the kids about tennis, educate them about life. They have their goals set.
And you are watching WHHI-TV!
Back to you, Jessa.
Thanks, Kevin. And if you'd like additional information on these headlines, you can reference the media sources you see listed on your screen. Also, you can like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. When we return, we have Jaime Dailey-Vergara bringing us more details on the American Idol story, and Kevin Libby is on location with USCB as he brings an important budget issue to light. That's next.
Low Country Real Estate is located in historic downtown Beaufort, home to one of the most attractive real estate markets in America. We've been providing high-quality service to our community for the past 24 years. Whether you're interested in buying or selling residential, resort, or commercial investment property, our professional sales staff can help you with your real estate needs. Please visit lowcountryrealestate.com for details on all available properties in Beaufort and come see how the Low Country becomes you.
Welcome back to the Beaufort News. Joining me first is Jaime Dailey-Vergara of the Beaufort Regional Business Chamber here with our business report. Welcome, Jaime.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Jaime, first of all, I know Candice Glover is creating a lot of excitement in Beaufort as she competes to be the next American Idol. Tell us more about Idol's visit to Beaufort this past week.
Well, what a visit. It was such a great time. They came here to film at Beaufort High School where Candice Glover went and graduated from, but they also made a special effort to come down and meet with Candice's, all of her fans down at Henry C. Chambers Waterfront Park. Now, you know, we were thrilled to see hundreds of people from all over come out and come down to the park and really show their support for our Beaufort hometown girl.
And we understand the Chamber had a lot of response from the public and the business community as well to make it happen. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the support has been just amazing. You know, what we saw down there on Friday at Henry C. Chambers Waterfront Park is really what makes Beaufort and why we all love it so much. That hometown atmosphere, people really coming out to show their support. And, you know, getting all this together, there wasn't much time to get everything together, but everyone just came together to do their part to help make it all happen. And one of the things that we thought was just great here at the Chamber is that once the word got out about this pep rally at the park, our phones were literally just ringing off the hook. I was getting emails and phone calls, everyone just wanting to pitch in, do their part, just to help out Candice, asking, you know, what they can do to help Candice, how can they help support her, and just excited about what this means for Candice and really her family and this opportunity. And I have to mention that two businesses here in town really stepped up to the plate, Budget Print and Murr Printing. We needed some signs for downtown at this pep rally, and they just stepped up to the plate. They made wonderful signs. You see all those out there in the crowd, and it was just wonderful. And, you know, they didn't have much time to do it, but they just stepped right on it and got on it, and that's really, we are so proud, and we just ask everyone just to continue to vote for Candice, and let's cheer our hometown girl on.
All right, well, such a great story, so thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for our business report. That's Jaime Dailey-Vergara of the Beaufort Regional Chamber. Thanks so much. Next, for a special edition of the Hot Off the Press report, Kevin Libby reports at the University of South Carolina, Beaufort with an important story about how student funding at USCB is lacking in comparison with other state-funded schools. Kevin?
Thanks, Jessa. Today, I'm on the University of South Carolina Beaufort campus to speak with Erica Moore, the president of the Student Government Association.
Being a student and being here all 4 years, I was able to see USCB grow from our small and nurturing environment to the teachers who provide a big heart and actually do care. USCB is just an awesome place to be, and I enjoy it.
Over the past 10 years, USCB's student population has doubled. Funding for students, however, is stagnant.
Even though we are one of the fastest growing institutions in the state of South Carolina, we are the lowest funded. So our university receives money from government funding, based on the number of students that we have at our university. So it's called FTE, which is our full-time enrollment. So per student, we get a certain amount of allotted dollars.
The average among the 10 public comprehensive institutions is about $2,500. USC-Aiken is 9th on the list, receiving $1,700 per student, while USCB students are last, receiving well under $1,000 per student, about half of what the state reimburses private universities based on their full-time enrollment.
USCB is a four-year institution, and our students receive the same benefits as other institutions in the state of South Carolina. Therefore, we should be receiving the same funding as any other school in the state of South Carolina. Our Chancellor, Dr. Shauw, who encourages students and supports students through all their endeavors. She has been so supportive, and all the students know her and love her, and she shows how important USCB is to the community as well as to us. We've started a student letter writing campaign where we've asked students to write their representatives via email. This campaign lasted about a week, and before we actually went to the State House, students were encouraged to reach out to the representatives. We had over 200 students get involved in this letter writing process, and it has definitely made an impact on how the House sees our issue. Representatives Shannon Erickson, Bill Bowers, Andy Patrick, Weston Newton, Bill Herbertsman, and Ken Hodges have all been helpful to our university. These representatives have been working hard in order to show that our issue is important, and we greatly appreciate their help and effort for standing for USCB. USCB is a nurturing environment. If you ever had a chance to walk by or through our campus, we are something special, and USCB is something to look forward to in the future as we grow and continue to flourish in our community.
Thanks, Kevin. When we return, Hope Haven of the Low Country reports on abuse prevention, and we have the assistant principal of Battery Creek High School bringing us some important updates, so stick around.
Hi, my name is Matt McElhaney, owner of City Loft Hotel, an upscale boutique hotel in downtown Beaufort. We are proud to be consistently ranked as the #1 hotel in Beaufort based on TripAdvisor's guest ratings and comments. At City Loft, we value our neighbors in the Low Country. Whether you're taking friends by boat or need a romantic getaway in Beaufort, let us at City Loft extend hospitality while introducing what's new in urban hotel design. At City Loft Hotel, we are committed to customer service. When you stay here, you're always a local.
Welcome back to the Beaufort News. Joining me now is Kristin Dubrowski and Shauw Chin Capps of the Abuse Prevention Coalition. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, first, if you would, talk to us about the Men of Strength Club. Tell us about that.
Sure. So the Men of Strength Clubs are a violence prevention program directed at young men in middle and high schools. It is a curriculum that was started by Men Can Stop Rape out of Washington, D.C. It's used nationally and is really highly rated among violence prevention programs.
Okay, so that's very interesting stuff. Now, what makes that club different from other violence prevention programs that exist?
Well, the MOST Club, Men of Strength Club, we call it MOST for short, is different from other violence prevention programs in that it deals directly with the root causes of issues related to violence, such as sexual violence, domestic violence, bullying, those issues that are very real to young men. It looks at changing the culture of defining masculinity that does not involve violence as part of that equation, because a lot of times these days, especially young boys and young men, they get a lot of messages from the broader culture, such as media, messages, whether that's through social media or their peers, that involves, that teaches them that part of what it means to be a strong man is to involve some sort of violence, which becomes the norm in their culture. So this program allows these young men to define masculinity in a way that does not coincide or agree necessarily with the dominant culture's definition of what it means to be a strong man.
Okay, very good. And real quick, give us a look ahead. What's your vision for the Men of Strength Club looking forward?
Well, what we're hoping is that it will really work to change the cultural norms, starting within our middle and high schools, and then spreading out as the young men who are involved in the clubs go out into the communities, become leaders, become more involved. We're really hoping to see a cultural shift in our area.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate what you're doing with this important program. So Kristin Dubrowski, Show Chin Caps, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Joining us now is Senfronia Smith, who is the assistant principal at the Battery Creek High School. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
So, Senfronia, there are some great things happening at BCHS. First of all, Battery Creek High School has recently received national honors at the 13th Annual TAP National Convention. Tell us about this award and how did Battery Creek earn this?
As a TAP school, we were a first-year TAP school, one of 3 in the state. And due to the things that we had going on in cluster and in our school in general, we were chosen as a TAP ambassador school. That means we actually had guests from all over the nation in our school, and as a result of our high student achievement this year, it helped us to earn that award.
And I understand Battery Creek has 3 career academies for students. Tell us more about these academies and the opportunities that they provide for students.
Yes, we have 3 career academies. We have the Military Science and Aeronautical Academy, we have the Health Science and Information Technology Academy, and we have our Arts and Humanities Academy. In our Military Science and Aeronautical Academy, that's our flagship aviation program with, of course, our Marine Corps ROTC as the basis for that academy. Also for our Health Science and Information Technology program, we have a certified health instructor where students actually go and shadow at Beaufort Memorial and have a chance to take a national certification test where they can be certified to work in the health field upon graduation. Also with our Arts and Humanities Academy, that houses our fine arts and performing arts and all of our AP courses as well.
Wow, and in addition to these academies, what are some of the extracurricular activities Battery Creek High School offers to their students?
We have SAD Club, which has also received recognition by the county as being a volunteer organization. We have Interact, we have FBLA, we're getting ready to institute FCA. We have, of course, all of our sports activities. This year we have a male and female golf team. Last year we just had females. This year we have male and females on our golf team as well.
Well, wonderful. Senfronia Smith, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all of those wonderful accomplishments at Battery Creek High School.
Thank you for having me today.
After the break, we'll join Councilman Jolie, who brings us some Port Royal changes we can look forward to, and Mark Shaffer tells us what's out and about in Beaufort. That's next.
Is it time to purchase for the one-of-a-kind person in your life? Over 60 years of service distinguishes Modern Jewelers as one of South Carolina's preeminent jewelry stores.
We're proud to have been voted Beaufort's #1 jewelry store 10 years in a row. Come visit us at 807 Bay Street.
Welcome back to the Beaufort News. Joining me now is Councilman Jolie, who brings us our Port Royal report. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Now, Joe, I understand that some changes are coming to the police and fire department building. Give us some idea of the extent of these changes, if you would.
I sure will. We're real pleased to be able to do some renovations at the police station. We're redoing the building facade and adding a second floor. The big news, though, is the way we're doing the project. We're doing it as a design build. That means that we won't have to put construction bidders through the process of a detailed proposal. What we will do is qualify the bidders on the basis of their previous work. So we'll do a design as we go and build as we go. This saves everybody a lot of money, and especially it compresses the time. So we're looking forward to that, and it should be completed here in the summer. Part of the project will also include public restrooms, which will be a great addition to our wetlands project.
And now I understand in another story, rehearsals are already underway for the big event in Port Royal. Real quick, give us a progress report on that.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to it. The Beaufort Beauties pageant. It's March the 30th, Saturday night of Easter weekend, 7:30. You better get there about 6:30. 8 area males will be in drag putting on a show for you, and I can tell you the rehearsals are underway and it's going to be great. So get your tickets, $35 a piece, and come see this big event at the Shed in Port Royal.
Absolutely. Sounds like an event we don't want to miss. And also, the Port Royal Rookery is now open. Talk to us about what visitors can expect to see.
Yes, the birds are back, and I encourage everybody to bring their camera and bring their binoculars, bring a chair, take your time, walk around the boardwalk. The Rookery is in behind the police station on Paris Avenue. You will be amazed. The only thing I ask is don't run and don't make loud noises because the birds are nesting. So it's a great venue for photographers and for anyone to relax and see nature up close and personal.
All right, Joe, lots of great things going on in Port Royal this week. Thank you so much for joining us, Councilman Joe Lee, with our Port Royal report.
Thank you.
Now let's go out and about with Mark Shaffer, who has an update on the new exhibit at the Penn Center, news about the Symphony Orchestra at USCB, and a very special Beaufort Beauties charity event. Mark?
All right, thanks a lot. We'll start with art. If you haven't checked out the We Be Women Artists exhibit at the Penn Center, you still have half a month to do so. The exhibit celebrates Women's History Month, featuring works by some of our favorite female low-country artists, including Diane Britton Dunham, Marian Abbott Mack, Claudette Humphrey, Victoria Smalls, Marquita Willis, Sandra Renee Smith, Elaine Scott, and Marie Lewis all have pieces hanging in this show. Now, these women capture scenes of the low-country domestic life on the Carolina Sea Islands, each in a unique way. The show runs through the 31st in the York W. Bailey Museum at Penn Center on St. Helena Island. Go to penncenter.com for more information. Now, the Duke Symphony Orchestra returns on Saturday, March 23rd, to perform in the downtown Beaufort area. The fundraiser for Beaufort Memorial Hospital takes place at USCB's Center for the Arts. After 6 years at the Beaufort High School Auditorium, the concert's now back in the historic district. And a post-concert reception will be held just a few blocks away in one of Beaufort's most beautiful historic homes. This is open to concert goers who purchase patron tickets. It's hosted by Elizabeth Locke and her husband John Stalen, who recently purchased the 1859 Joseph Johnson House, also known to locals as the Castle. The house has also starred in the 1990 film Forces of Nature, starring Sandra Bullock and Ben Affleck. It was also the setting for the novel Sea Island Lady. As always, local residents will be hosting orchestra members in their homes while they're here. And for more information or to purchase tickets, visit www.bmhsc.org or call 843-522-5774. And finally, a group of, local lucky men will put their best heels forward when the Beaufort Beauties charity event returns to town Saturday the 30th. Beaufort Beauties is Main Street Beaufort's annual beauty pageant for dudes. Really, that's right. Some of Beaufort's most influential men will dress in drag and ham it up on stage to benefit 4 local charities. The roster of brave contestants includes Van Willis and Joe Lee from the town of Port Royal, among others, and also Joel Garrett of 94.5 The Coast FM. The pageant will also be hosted by Beaufort's own Saturday Night Live alum Terry Sweeney, starring as Lucinda Ravenel, of course. It all happens at the Shed in Port Royal Saturday, March 30th at 7:30 p.m. Buy your tickets from Main Street Beaufort by calling 525-6644 or visiting their office, 101 West Street Extension. They're $35 a piece, and they'll go fast, so get them quickly. As always, pick up a copy of Low Country Weekly or click on lcweekly.com to get what's inside and find out what's out and about. Back to you.
Thanks, Mark, and thank you for watching. I'm Jessa Jeremiah. Join us next time for your Beaufort News.